Hello viewers, Mezcal here. This is the door mechanism out of a Ford Fiesta 2012. There was a recall on these Ford Fiestas and the door latch. This is the door latch mechanism, and it would fail to keep the door shut. And there was a recall on it, so this could have been taken back and got repaired, but we just ignored the recall notice and just carried on regardless. And a few years later, here we are down the track, 2012, yeah, 10 years later, the spring in there's a spring. Now, I'll just show you the fix. So you go and buy yourself a spring that is around about this size. Now the suggested fix was to use an old brush out of a motor and cut off the brushes and just get the spring, and this spring is very similar to the size of a brush for a motor. So I just had a helper hold that open that way, and you can see the spring I've installed down there, but I'll zoom in a bit because it was not very clear on the video that I watched, but thankfully the video was gold in giving me the insight into how we can fix this. Now you can see down there's a little, the spring I've installed there is on a little plastic tab, and just to the left of it you can see the broken spring. That piece there, that bit of metal there, is the broken spring, and so its job was to maintain tension on that little, I want to make sure you can see this because it's definitely, I'm sure buying this whole assembly from Ford would be quite expensive, but you also have to grind off some metal to get in there. I'll reference the video that I watched that shows you how to grind off the pin, because there's a pin that goes through the body of this, and it's press fit, and you can see I've drilled out the back where I actually should have come in from this side, but that's neither here nor there. We'll figure it out putting it back together, but I'll just show you how this spring goes in. So get right in there. For me, I paused the video and did a screenshot to figure out what I was doing, but you can see that little latch down in there that the spring is pushing upon. If I get helper to help me push that out of the way again, can you do the helping thing again? Yep, and now I've got to get...
Can't see.
Yeah, where's me? There we go. So you can see this piece here moves around. See that? So that's the bit you got to get the spring on, and there's the spring. Yeah, you can let go now. The spring slides under into there, into the body behind that plastic behind, so it's going up into here. Okay, and that'll save you a fortune in getting this entire assembly from Ford, because it's designed not to be pulled apart and repaired because of this pin. So I'll save you the hassle of trying to figure out where that fits in the scenario. Okay, so this goes back together like that. You've got to get the whole window out too, by the way. So there's the strike plate. The strike plate goes in there, under that bit of foam there. You've got to grind that pin off until it's flush, and then hit it with I just hit it with that and a hammer, and that pushed through and pushed the pin out the other side which I'd also drilled out and ground off. There should be a bit of a step shaped, it comes up, cuts in, and then comes up to like a peg, and then that peg slots into, where was it? Into there, I think it is. So yeah, you don't need to buy the whole thing to do the repair. Let me walk you through what you got to do on the other side. So, of course, it started raining as soon as we got it apart. So I've got the door just sort of sitting loosely here. Okay, so you got to take the door handle off. There's a C-clip on the door, so you got to get a hook behind the C-clip, pull the C-clip out, then that'll pop off. There's screws underneath the door handle. There's screws all the way around this assembly, which is the plastic that's behind the door trim. You've got to take the trim off the top. The trim off this side needs to be lifted. There's a torx screw behind there. You've got to take that plug out and go in there. There's another access to another screw. I think there was another one we had to access through there. You had to wind the window all the way. You had to wind the window up, remove the foam off of these inserts. The door trim itself just pops out on plastic. I probably didn't need to take the speakers out. But so once you've got these foam covers off, you've got to wind the window to the point that you can see the two nuts. Loosen the two nuts, do not remove them. Just loosen them. That is a clamp that holds onto the window. The window has to be wiggled out of the whole thing. There's a little bracket that goes in the corner here that needs to be removed as well to get the window out. Yeah, it's quite a task. Anyway, I better reassemble it before I forget where everything goes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe if you haven't already.